Hello everyone, this is Victor Momo from Excel Moments. This should be a quick one. In this video, we want to talk about using Power Automate Desktop to rename, I would say, all the Excel files in a folder. Okay. For demonstration purposes, this folder here. So the scenario I'm going to work with is we've been tasked with changing all this, to 2020. So more or less like opening each file and doing a save as and updating their names to what 2020, so we can have reports for the year 2020. So how do we do that with Power Automate? So let's create a new flow. I'll just call this rename. Let's just say rename all workbooks, something like that. Okay, then do create. Okay, just a few seconds while it comes up. There are just two steps we need for this flow. The first one would be to get a list of all the files in that folder, and then the second one would be to rename the files. That's all. Okay, because you don't have rename all files, you need to have at least that list of files first, then you can then use rename. So we'll do folder here, and I will say get files in folder. Okay, so I'm just going to point to the folder that I have those files in. What name did I give it? I think rename. Yeah, rename X files. Okay, the only thing I will just add here, just to make the scenario a little more robust, is just to put maybe an XLS filter, so that if we have other file types in there, they will not get renamed. Okay, and as you can see, I just dumped some other file types there, PDF and PowerPoint files. Okay, so this is going to create a variable which is called files. I think I'll stick with that name for now. I'll do save. Right, then the next thing is I'm going to do rename. So let's see, rename. Okay, so you can see rename files, right? So you put rename files on the canvas. Now, what file do you want to rename? You have already created a variable called files from step 1, which has a list of all the files. So you can just pick the variable, right? So just pick files and select that. So now this is the interesting part. How do you want to rename? Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to add text? Do you want to remove text? Do you want to replace text? Do you want to change the extension? So for this example, I'm doing a simple one, which is I'm replacing, the text. Why is that what I should choose? Because I want all these 2019s to become what 2020s. Okay, so it's like replace 2019 with 2020. So text to replace, I say 2019. Replace with what? 2020. This last option is in the event that you create a new file and maybe a file with that name already exists. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to do nothing, or do you want it to overwrite the existing file? And you do save. Okay, and that's pretty much is it. So at this stage, I'm just going to run. Then I'll go open that folder again and let's see what's happened. So done. Come to the folder. You can see all of them are what 2020. So you could have done the same thing if maybe your manager wants you to append like reports to the names of all of these to all these names. I want to see reports at the end of the file names. So let's just maybe do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change this. So rather than rename scheme doing replace text, I will say add text, and I'll add text. I will say maybe underscore report. Okay, now the question is, where do I want to add the text? Is it after the name or before? So I say after the name, that's where I want to put it. And this is very important, so that it does not alter what the extension. So let's do save, and then let's just run. Okay, done. Let's open the folder. You see? And it's that easy, to rename all your, I would say, Excel, workbooks without having to open each one manually and do a save as, or do F2 here and rename each in the Windows Explorer. So that's what I thought to share in this video. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Excel and Power Automate videos. For now, I'm out.